What's up, family? What's up, everybody? I know this is random. I didn't announce I'd be going live tonight, but I decided I would. So welcome, y'all. Come on in. It's your girl, Samantha Lee. Great to see you guys. I will be going live again tomorrow night. I'll talk a little bit more about that, but I just wanted to say what's up to everybody. What's going on? I know this is later than usual. I am not going to be on for long. My goal is to get off by 9:30. So welcome, guys. I'm in my PJs. Yes, I done put my hair in a little whatever for you guys. Hope you guys think it's cute. But welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Got my PJ pants on. If I get cold, I got my little robe. But we gonna kick it. I have things that I've been talking to you guys about. And so I wanted to go live about it. So welcome to the show, you guys. Y'all might see my head. Like I've been praying and crying, and I was like, okay, God, now that I got my peace and I'm back in the right mode, I'm gonna come on, so I can be honoring the what God put on my heart. So welcome, guys. Welcome to the show. Welcome. If you guys don't know, my name is Love Samantha Lee. Love Samantha Lee. I have been good evening, Sam. Oh, I just want to give you a hug so respectfully. That's so sweet. Thank you, guys. No, I'm good. I'm good. I appreciate y'all though. So yeah, guys. So y'all got me with the PJs. I've really been. If you guys have not been watching, I have another channel. It's More Than Just Pretty channel. On that channel, I'm also going live, and I'm not, done up. That's on purpose, guys. That is on purpose. I am doing this on purpose because I don't think we have enough women being real. Don't think we have enough women that are just coming on as they are. Because, I think it's setting up a culture to feel like you're not good enough, to feel like, I don't know, a fake culture. So that's that. But anyway, for those who don't know, since there's 63 people on, I'm going to go ahead and get started. My name is Samantha Lee. If you guys do not know already, I have been blessed with the opportunity to have a platform. On Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. I just started a YouTube channel for my podcast, which is called More Than Just Pretty Podcast. I have a live episode that I was asked to be a guest on another podcast called Jordan's Journey. That audio is out today. The actual video will be out tomorrow. It's a fire episode. It's an episode that really I listened back to it. I was like, you know what? That was a good episode. And y'all, I experienced some warfare on that, and it was crazy. Like Pam can tell you, if Pam is here, and I'm going to tell you guys a story because I'm sure the Lord is going to speak. So before we even get started, Holy Spirit, speak through me. Give me the words to speak. We done spend time together, guys. Just let me speak. But anyway, in that particular situation, I flew out from Atlanta to Pittsburgh. I did the podcast in Pittsburgh. And so when I went to Pittsburgh and we were ready and everything like that, y'all, I literally gained, I promise you, overnight, I literally looked like I gained 20 pounds. Like I literally, overnight, okay? It looked like I gained 20 pounds overnight. Now, here's what you have to know about me. And you guys if you watch my More Than Just Pretty podcast and you watched the most recent episode, I am very, very big about weight. If I don't feel like I look good, I'm not doing it. That's just what it is. It's how I've always been. That's just what it is. I literally left Atlanta looking like a normal Sam. Normal Sam, normal weight, right about what I normally am. And I literally overnight, when I promise you, I stepped off the when I stepped off the plane, I felt like I gained about like 15 pounds. I promise you, I felt heavy. I was like, my stomach was bulging. Y'all, my stomach don't bulge. I literally, it was like immaculate conception. Like the Lord had just put a belly, like I was pregnant again. I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't believe it. Like if I wasn't, if I know for certain I'm not, for certain I know I'm not having carried nobody baby. So I was like, why is my stomach bulging? It is crazy. I went there, took pictures. I literally look like, I kid you not, like I gained 20 pounds overnight. And I promise you, in any other world, I would not have done that podcast. Any other world, but I truly felt like God orchestrated for me to go out there and do that podcast. And so I fasted before I went on there and did the podcast. Again, Jordan's Journey podcast is out. It's out now. The audio is out. It's really, really good. But y'all, I like literally came back and I took a picture the next day for my hair. And y'all, let me tell you, somebody wrote like, you look like you're gaining weight. And I called Pam and I'm like, I feel heavy. Like I actually feel heavy. And she was like, yeah, I mean, why are you asking me that? And I knew she was being nice. I'm like, I have gained weight, haven't I, Pam? She's like, it's surprising because the day before I dropped you off, you looked normal. And like when you got off the plane, it was like you were 20 pounds heavier. And y'all, I'm sorry. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. That is literally spiritual warfare because any other time in my life, because of how I am about my appearance, I would have never done that. But God moved in that podcast. I see why the enemy wanted to stop it. So you guys enjoy it. It's streaming now on all audio streaming sites. It will be on video tomorrow, so you guys can watch that as well. But yes, shout out to Jordan's Journey. So let's get into it tonight, guys. I know that, like I said, my appearance is not, I got my makeup on and did my, look, Pam is saying, look, Pam said, it was wild, y'all. Craziest thing I've seen in a while. I'm telling y'all, this really happened. If you look at me on Monday on a live and you see me, if you saw me get off the plane or saw me in Pittsburgh, I literally look like I gained 20 pounds. God put me on a situation where like I'm following a certain regiment with God, and I was able to come all the way. I literally came back to myself in a week. Like it was maybe less than a week. I felt like more like myself by that Monday. So anyway, it's besides the point. John, okay. Pam said she only listens to God on relationships. Yes. So, yeah, go. So anyway, so the podcast, like I said, is out now. It's really, really good. I see why God wanted to stop it. But tonight I just wanted to come on, you guys. And I know tomorrow night I will be talking about, I know it's not a popular topic. It's not a topic everybody's going to want to listen to. But it's a topic that I think is very important, and that's celibacy, okay? That is not what everybody wants to talk about. I know it's not what everybody wants to talk about, but y'all need to watch it. The benefits to celibacy. You see these, people that are in the celebrity circuit, like 50 Cent, Omarion, Justin Bieber, Sierra, Maya. So many different people have come out and said they have, Lenny Kravitz. A lot of people, Drew Barrymore, there's a bunch of people have come out and said they're practicing celibacy. And there's a reason for that. And I really want to get into that because I feel like, and this is kind of where I want to be at tonight, this is where the avenue I'm going to be in. I think that a lot of men are being deceived. And here's why. I think that the culture is promoting hypersexuality amongst men and women. Right? That's what culture is promoting. And I think that is a detriment to men because I think that it teaches men to not exercise discipline in all areas. It teaches men that they can just run around and sleep with a bunch of women and there's little to no consequences. And that is just not true. Just like it's not good for women to do that. I do not advocate for women to just be out here moving around. That's not how I don't advocate for that, because I know what that does to women. But I absolutely do not think it is good for men either. And there's a lot of reasons for that. But namely, I think lust, corn is taking a lot of men out. It's just the truth. I've talked to a number of women, talked to a number of men that struggle with stopping watching corn, because corn is literally created for you to be addicted to. Literally. It's more accessible than it's ever been. And it increases this insatiable desire. That really, y'all, if you've been watching anything that's been going on in popular media, you know that it's a slippery slope. And unfortunately, we've seen a lot of people that we've held as pillars in our society end up incarcerated, because that lust is a serious situation. That lust is a serious situation. And I think it's very detrimental. I think it's extremely detrimental for men to walk and not have control over their flesh. I think it's detrimental because, y'all, when we go into biblical times, we talk about the first story, we talk about Genesis. God gave men dominion. He didn't just give dominion over himself. He gave dominion over all the animals, the plants, God gave men dominion. And I am troubled when I hear men advocating for other men to not even exercise dominion over their own bodies. So you're supposed to have dominion over everything else around you, but you don't have dominion over you? That's problematic. That is problematic. Y'all are kings. Y'all were meant to have dominion. And your inability to say no to things that are not good for you, as far as it relates to your flesh, that is problematic. That is problematic, family. And I think that when I'm seeing these things like, oh, these guys, blah, 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 this, that, and third, you should sleep with a bunch of women and you da. That's like, I'm sorry. I've met a lot of men and I've communicated and coached men. I'm being honest. Coach men. I have not met one man that feels fulfilled by sleeping with a bunch of women. Part of the issue, part of the cycle is that I don't feel fulfilled, so I keep trying to get to new women, right? It's like, it's nonstop. Oh, she bad. No, 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 she bad. 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 And it becomes a rotation of women. Now, I know this is not popular. I know this is not what's being taught. I know that, a lot of men or a lot of people, I'm going to come in with facts and statistics tomorrow, so be prepared. But there are no statistics to back up that living a life, letting your flesh drive the car, is a more fulfilled life. There's no statistics to back up that watching porn every day is the tool to help you have a more fulfilled life. If anything, statistics show that discipline in all areas has you having a more fulfilled life. And so I'm not saying this because I want to hurt you, because that's not the case at all. I want to help you. I meet a lot of men that they allow their flesh to drive, and they've let their flesh drive for most of their life, because that's what's, you sleep with a bunch of women is what makes you cool, and that's what's normal, and that's what everybody's doing. Yeah. Until what? Until things are sabotaged? You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of men in their marriages, right? They sabotaging their marriages, sabotaging good relationships with good women. Why? Because they allow their flesh to drive the car. They never taught themselves to say no when they don't have anything to say no to. Like right now, the stakes are low. Learn how to say no now. Learn how to say, I'm not going to go in that direction. Because when you do get a wife, I don't care how bad she is. If you haven't taught your temptation's going to come, right? I'll say this to women as well. If you're not saying no in your waiting season, then how can I trust that you're going to say no in your season of fulfillment? God does test us most in our ability to say no than he does say yes. Men, you have way more power when you learn how to say no. When you learn how to say, nah, I ain't gonna do it. Nah, you know what? I'm gonna be cool on that. I don't need that. Why do you think men that have access to all these women decide to stop going in that direction? They understand that it just becomes another drug. It just becomes another dopamine hit. It just becomes another thing that controls you. You want to have ultimate control and dominion. You were created to have dominion, not only over the beasts of the field and the snakes on the ground and the insects in the air. No, you were to have dominion over you. And I think it's detrimental. I think it's disastrous when we say, no, men, just go off with your flesh. That's why our society isn't being run correctly. Because men don't know how to say, they're not being taught to have self-control. Women are supposed to have self-control, but men just supposed to run amok. That's not true. That is deception. That's how we keep dismantling our own system. That's why we don't have the power that we desire. That's why our voice doesn't matter the way it should. You're going to be a king, but you don't have dominion over you. You can't tell you no, but you're supposed to be somebody king. Somebody's supposed to submit to you while you can't say no to the things that will inevitably come at you. No. You learn how to say no now. Women desire men that can exercise sexual discipline, period. I'm not attracted to men that don't know how to say no. I literally am not. I've met men, and they may get a lot of women, but when I see them, how they move and how they move around, and they with different women every week, or they post and they doing a lot, that's not attractive to me. I like my men picky. I like my men picky, icky. And I hope my man likes me picky, because Sam picky. I'm not going for everybody, and I don't want a man that goes for everybody just because she look good. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of people, what we fail to understand is that discipline, whether you are a male or whether you are a female, is incredibly attractive. Don't no man want a woman that's for everybody, and no woman want a man that's for every woman. I had a conversation with some teenagers on Saturday. We were talking about relationships. And one of the young ladies had said to me, what did she say? She was saying to me, she was a young lady, she's 17 years old. So it's a bunch of teenagers. I love working with teens, y'all. One of my favorite things to do is to talk to some teenagers. Okay, I love it. Absolutely love working with teens. It's like the highlight of what I do full time is working with teens. Although they think I'm a teenager, your girl ain't a teenager now, but I'll take it. I work in a high school, and I'm in the bathroom or whatever, and I'm getting ready to go. And one of the little girls in the bathroom said, "Are you a new student? When'd you get here?" I'm like, "Girl, y'all, look, this is what I said in my head. I said, no, I pay bills. You are a bill. We're not the same." Although some teenagers are paying bills. But I said, look, I'm grown. I'm actually double your age. She was like, "Oh, you're an adult." A girl beyond an adult. I'm in my 30s. but I'll take it. I'll take it, Lord. If it's the cross, I must bear, Jesus. Yes, because you know these girls be looking grown, y'all. These girls be looking grown. They looking grown, but your girl be looking young. I'm saying, you know, when I was growing up, family. Oh, this is my foot. Oh, I got a cramp in my foot. Hold on. When I was, you know, younger, we were not allowed to wear, I wasn't allowed to wear makeup. Wasn't allowed to wear makeup like that. Wasn't. And so it wasn't until I was like 16. Y'all don't gotta, like, Trayshawn, y'all don't gotta say my age. Like, you don't have to say my age. You don't have to report my age, my demographic. You ain't gotta, like, you don't have to be the Sam report system. Like, you know, every time somebody say something like, she's actually Ecuadorian, Jamaican, and white. Okay, I got it. I can say what I'm mixed with. I can say what, you know, what age I am. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, nonetheless, y'all, when I was growing up, we weren't allowed to wear makeup like that. We just weren't. Like, my mom was just not, I wasn't allowed to wear makeup until I was 16 years old. Now, there's kids that walk up into school, the 8th grade, they wear makeup. So I think times are different. And even when I started wearing makeup, when I started wearing too much of my makeup, my mom threw it out. I think that does do something for your skin. I think it does do something for aging, but that's a whole different situation. I probably parent my daughter a different way. I probably would, you know, yeah, light makeup, okay, but I wouldn't want her to be wearing a whole bunch of makeup at a young age. So that's the point. So back to my point. So I was talking to the 17, 16-year-olds, and we were talking about relationships. One of the things that I was saying to them was, one of the young ladies was like, well, you know, how do you determine, like, with dating things, what is an issue that you find, or like what's a red flag that women don't pay attention to, right? Or what do women do? What is a mistake that women make? And I think women and men both make the same mistake, and a lot of us settle. And I talked about that on the particular podcast that I was on, that I think a lot of us settle, right? And the reason why we settle, a lot of us settle, is because of the fact, on some part, as we were talking about celibacy, is that we're not making clear decisions. You sleep with somebody is much easier to just kind of be like, well, God, I'm waiting on the one you have for me, but I'm gonna keep sleeping with her until she shows up. I'm gonna keep sleeping with her and her and her. And then when my wife shows up, I'm just gonna know. It's gonna be an epiphany moment. And bam, like, no, God is not gonna show you who your wife is while you still sleeping with another woman. You might be drawn to a woman and you're like, oh, I noticed this one. I notice her. But the clarity is going to come when you by yourself. The clarity is going to come when you're able to say, you know what? After I thought about it, yeah, no, she's definitely it. But God can't speak to you when you're moving around in a way that you know he don't want you to. How can God, there's certain things, y'all, and I'm learning this. I'm not saying this because I'm proficient. But what I am learning in this journey, and I've been celibate for a while. I don't speak on that very often, but I've been celibate for a long time. I've been celibate. I don't speak on it, but it's relevant to the topic today, and it's relevant for the topic tomorrow. I've been that way. Okay, I've made that choice. I've made that decision. I'm happy with that decision. I feel at peace with that decision. That to me has really helped me spiritually. Truly, it's helped me like spiritually, discipline wise. My ability to hear God is very there. But if even in that, like, we make it like celibacy is like that, the one thing that God wants from you. And really there's other, like once you're celibate, there's other things God brings up about your character and about your mindset. And there were things God had to check in me, right? He's still checking things in me. Like even now, you know, I can be gripped with fear sometimes. To be honest with you, I really struggle with that. So that can impact my ability to move and stay in faith at all times. Like I can get very, y'all, you ever have God tell you something and I don't know the difference between celibate and abstinent. I gotta look that up for tomorrow night because I don't know the difference. I just know I'm not physical with nobody. So I don't know. I don't know the difference. All I know is I haven't been doing nothing. And I haven't been doing nothing but, oh, wow. Which, you know what, y'all, I'm happy with. Like, I'm glad that I've been that way because I can say that with pride. I can say that with, like, real, like, you know, like, I feel good about that. I feel great about the fact that I'm celibate. It doesn't mean I don't miss men or whatever case may be, but I'm at peace. You know what I'm saying? When you start sleeping with somebody and they not sure, you know, that you're not at peace. I'm not at peace because I'm a possessive type of person. So okay, celibate. Wait, hold on. Where is that? Celibate is what? Abstaining is just whenever you decide. Oh wait, hold on, Pam. What was the first one? Okay, celibate is marriage. Celibate is waiting till marriage, and abstinent is just for whenever. Is that the difference? I thought, is that what it is? Oh, okay, so celibate. Yeah, I'm waiting. I am waiting. Yes, I'm waiting. I don't want to be giving myself to people that aren't my spouse. I don't. Why would I do that? Is it special? Is it special if I give it to somebody who ain't my man, like supposed to be my man for real, for real? It's not special no more, I don't think. So no, I'm waiting. Yes, I'm waiting. You know, I've been doing it for years. Yeah, I've been doing it for years. But anyway, it's besides the point. I say that all to say that because of being able to, you know, and again, that's not like the hallmark of like, oh, Sam, you know, you're spiritual, you're this, you're that. You know, I think that for me, God has revealed other things, you know, like God has revealed other things. There's other things that God has shown me in this time that I need to work on. My personality, my patience, my my patience is a big one. I'm abrasive at times. I can be very defensive. There's just things that God has brought up in this time. And so I've been very clear. And I've been able to hear that. And for the ladies watching, like a lot of men, I haven't really had an issue with men like, oh, you know, you want to wait. Most men respect it. Most men haven't had an issue with that. But again, I know that not, you know, people's experiences are different. I'm not, you know, I also haven't, you know, I'm at a place where I'm like, God, you just bring me the person and then we'll go from there. But anyways, that's but with that, I've been able to hear God clearer, and I've realized that with obedience comes clarity, right? With obedience comes clarity that does not come from being disobedient. So if I'm out here and I'm not listening to God and I'm going rogue and I'm doing my own thing, right? In that instance, I blocked my connection and my ability to hear my creator. And therefore, I'm unable to really make the best decisions because now I'm sleeping with you and now I've got more invested. So I've been able to really be more discerning about what is and what isn't because of the fact that I've been celibate, because of the fact that I've tried to be obedient. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. And then this time, God has continuously shown me different areas where I need to grow. I need to grow. I need to grow. But I think that when it comes to the men that I've met in this journey in coaching is that when they're celibate or when they're not sleeping with the woman, it makes it very easy for them to determine what is and what's not. Because the reality is men can be sleeping with you, and whether or not that they can smash and move, to me, y'all, it's a deeper indication y'all want a woman. Okay, y'all keep finding the in-between time in the meantime. Now, if you're just by yourself and you just not dealing with no woman and you're isolated and you good like that, you never need to be around a woman, you never need to sleep with a woman, okay, you're in a class of your own. But most men I find is like, oh, I want to be single, but I want to be sleeping around with all these women. No, you don't want to be single. That's an in-between time, in the meantime conversation. And yes, the music that we have out, which is about whole, that's another topic, but the music that we have out perpetuates a single agenda. But it's not really single. It's not single. It's I'm dipping off, I'm moving around, but I'm calling it single. You're not single. You got the rotation of 5 women in your phone, and they come into your house Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you take Saturday and Sunday for yourself or somebody that you're interested in. That to me is not single, family. That to me is, I want a relationship, but I don't want the responsibility. I want a woman, but I don't know if I want to answer to nobody. That is not I want to be single. That is I don't want responsibility. But regardless of whether or not you take on the responsibility or not, you're still responsible. I'm being honest. You're still responsible. You might feel more free, but the reality is your soul, your spirit, look at the world today. I'm not lying. Your soul, your spirit takes tolls. There's mileage being put on your soul. You're allowing things to have access to you that wouldn't have access to you before. And now you're wondering why you don't feel right. You're not sick. You're sick. You're not sick. You don't even like this girl, but you're still calling her anyway. You've opened yourself up to a whole new world of things. And what I really want to present, not only to you, but to women and men alike, is waiting. Waiting. I know it's not popular. I know it's not what you want to hear. But what I am saying is that practicing discipline now is only going to help you, especially if you struggle with discipline in the past. If you struggle being faithful in relationships, you probably should start working on yourself now. Instead of, I can't believe I messed up. I did that, but that. I feel horrible that I did this. I feel horrible that I did that. And yet you're conducting your single season much like you conducted that relationship. This is not the time to play, family. I say this all the time, and I hope people hear me. God doesn't waste time. We do. God doesn't waste time. We do. He waits on us to be ready. We can play around and we can do what we want to do, but God doesn't. That's us wasting our own time. I'm presenting to you a different way. This world, obviously, is not going in the best direction. So do we live our life according to the world or not? I would say most men, in my opinion, according to me, based on how they move, want companionship. They want a woman. And most women want a man. Or want a relationship, want companionship. So in my opinion, I think, okay, let's stop playing these games with ourselves because we only lying to ourselves. These superficial connections ain't cutting it. So let's do something different so that we actually learn the lessons that we're supposed to learn and become the person we're supposed to be. That God can't take us to places. We keep praying to God to take us to new places and new heights, but he's not going to take you nowhere you can't handle. You haven't demonstrated the ability to handle it if you can't exercise discipline. I'm just being honest. And I'm saying this to men and women. I'm not just saying this to one person. Because I do see there's a trend of people that have nothing to do with like faith or God, you know, or I don't know what their spiritual background, I don't know what their religious background is, but I'm seeing a lot of people choosing celibacy. And that's because mentally there are benefits to it. Having that type of discipline and being able to say no and delay gratification doesn't hurt our society. It helps us. More people practicing discipline in all areas of life helps our society, helps the world that we live in. Because right now, the way that we're living and how and the choices that we're making are not what benefiting us. God is not taking or asking you to exercise sexual discipline because he hates you. He's asking us to do that because it's what benefits you. Why do you think people that have nothing to do with faith are choosing to be celibate? Because there are benefits to celibacy. There's benefits to being clear. There is benefits to having self-control and exercising those things. And a lot of guys be coming at women, what's your body count? What's your body count? Okay, instead of focusing on what her body count is, what's yours? Are you being mindful of where you sticking and moving or not? The Bible says you worried about the stick in your neighbor's eye. What about the stick in your own eye? What about the plank in your own eye? Because a lot of men want to shame women for the decisions that they're making, but yet they can't go a weekend without sleeping with another woman. So instead of shaming somebody else for their self-control, it's time for men to also exercise self-control. You have dominion. You're supposed to be somebody's leader one day. You're supposed to lead a family. You're supposed to lead a legacy, leave a legacy, and lead a legacy. And you're shaming somebody else for what they're doing, but not monitoring what you're doing, what you're allowing access to your spirit. I had a friend that was telling me about how somebody was, they went to go sleep with somebody and their face literally contorted into demonic imaging while having sleeping with them. Literally, their face was contorting, eyes turning dark while sleeping with them. There are women that are putting things in men's stuff to get them to be attached to them. If you think you just out here and there are no consequences to making decisions that you know God ain't calling you to do, then keep doing it. You'll find it yourself. You reap what you sow in this life. That's law. And if you haven't seen anything on any channel, if you're sowing something, you will reap it. When we are going and digging for pleasure and we're not thinking about our soul and we're not thinking about spiritual consequences, spirituality, everything flows from spirituality. Everything flows from our soul. If we don't have a soul, what would differentiate you from me if I didn't have a soul? Spiritual energy transfer is real, family. And I'm not trying to come down on anybody. But what I am saying is we live in a culture where it's very big about pointing the finger at somebody else instead of really taking accountability for what's yours. We do not grow. We do not become better by focusing on other people's issues. We grow and we become better when we focus on our own issues, when we focus on the things that we need to work on, not condemning somebody else for decisions that they're making when we're making the same decision, if not worse. And I see men today, and I see that I think a lot of men desire to have the leadership role. But if you can't lead you, how can you lead me? How can I trust if you're not holding yourself accountable, if you're not taking dominion over yourself, how can I trust you to lead me? And vice versa. Same here. I have to sit in the same seat, right? I can't tell you that, and I'm not holding myself to the same standard. Like if I'm out here and I got a bunch of side dudes that I'm sleeping with and talking to, how can you trust me? If I'm conducting myself in a way that's not integral, how can you trust me? You got how many side, whatever they call it. What do they call it now? That sounds so old right now. What do they call it? Sneaky link. I got me a sneaky link. Yeah, that's what it is. Sneaky link. I was like, that I let hit it every Wednesday. How you gonna trust me? How do you trust me as a man if as a woman I am not I'm not maintaining myself in a way that is integral. If I'm not conducting myself in a way that shows that I have discipline. So when I go to an environment, whoever the man is, I go to an environment, you're not worried about me dipping off with some guy and sleeping with him while you're away or while you're working or whatever you're doing. You can trust that if I can hold myself accountable in my single season when I don't have to, that in my season of being with somebody and locking in, you can trust me because I was doing that before I met you. I practiced those things before I met you. Most men, you meet a woman who's been working out, right? And you say, I really want somebody who's fit or in shape. If they've never stepped foot in the gym before they met you, doesn't mean they won't start in the relationship. But you have more of an idea of how they maintain themselves when they're single, when there ain't nobody telling them what to do. Character is what shows up when nobody watching. So that's why I say to women, because I'm not just coming at men, hold yourself and walk in a way to where you already a wife. You already moving like a wife. You already thinking like a wife. You're already speaking like a wife. You do what wives do. Wives should have self-control. Wives should be focused. Wives should be, I believe women should keep their foot on gas pedal for as long as they possibly can. I mean, I don't care if you're pregnant. I don't care what you got going on. You stay up in the gym. You stay eating right. You stay taking care of your skin. You still stay, making sure your hair look good. Like you always, I mean, I was taught with that. I don't know if it's like a Hispanic culture thing, but in my mind, you always look good. Always. You always giving your man something to look at. Always. Even if you ain't got a man. You always giving them something to look at. You always give them something to be excited to go home to or want to go to my event with my girl because she look good. I know she look good. She gonna step out. She gonna represent me well. I'm proud of the woman that I have at home. I'm proud of the woman that I decided to lock in with. I'm proud of how she speaks and how she conducts herself. And I advocate for women to do that, to walk in a way that is honorable and integral so that when you do lock in with somebody, they're proud of how you represent them, how you represent a brand, whether you are a person that has a brand or not. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're a guy, you men and women, you are a brand. Whether you have a brand or you're a brand, regardless. When you're choosing a spouse, you're choosing somebody from a brand perspective. And I'm not just saying that what they look like, because looking like something and being something are two different things. So in my opinion, I think men should hold themselves in a way right now, because the reality is, family, our world likes us single. That's why the single agenda is being pushed the way that it is. It's in our music, it's in the advertising, it's in the propaganda. They want, especially, certain communities, they want y'all single. And why? Because marriage is power. It just is. It's in spiritual context, it's powerful. Most religions are going to ask you to get married. That's just what it is. Most religions honor marriage. They honor covenant. There is reason for it. Outside of it, our government, all governments honor marriage, recognize marriage. So to advocate or to put out an agenda to make you single is to go against what actually benefits you. And it is not an accident that is what is being pushed. So when people say, oh, I want to be single, but I'm sleeping with a bunch of women, that's a lie. Paul says in the New Testament, get you a wife. Get some self-control, get you a wife. That way you can be focused on the mission. Because if you're out here just chasing women all day, you're not focused. You're focusing on the next woman, or you're focusing on women that don't belong to you, and you don't know. He's like, no, go get married so that you don't have to, if you're going to be single, be 100% single. But if you're not going to be single, and that meant 100% single, then you need to go ahead and find you a wife. And the reality is, because we over here eating snacks, we already full. Y'all ever been, you know, for example, Thanksgiving, you already know, family. If you dealing with Sam like to eat. Thanksgiving, I'm not gonna eat all day. All day. Because I want to go to the food. I'm gonna eat everything. I want to eat every part of the meal. I am going to eat all of it. I am going to be you see my stomach right now is on, it's on flat. But when I eat, I want, like, it's going to be out here. Yeah, because I'm about to take it in. I'm about to put some people to shame. Okay? All right? But I'm not going to eat all day. I'm not even going to eat a snack. Because I don't want my appetite to be moved by anything. That's the same thing I would say to you, family. Everything I would say to you. Stop eating these daggone snacks. They don't fill you up, clearly. Y'all out here eating Funyuns, Doritos. What else? Snicker bars. Y'all out here eating all the snacks. And that stuff don't sustain you. Dealing with women that can't pray you out of a brown box. Something was about to happen to you. You over here talking to Daisy. Daisy can't help you with nothing. The only thing she can do is sleep with you. That's the only thing y'all got in common. All y'all got is chemistry in the bedroom. Outside the bedroom, Daisy is, when she speaks, is like nails on a chalkboard. Just nails on the chalkboard. Like, oh, why is Daisy talk? Oh my gosh. God, why did you give her a mouth, Lord? Well, I mean, a mouth that speaks. She can have a mouth, but not a mouth that speaks. Y'all over here like, Lord, shut her mouth, Jesus. Shut it down. Shut it down. You like, you just, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all said, y'all don't want, y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's even same thing with women. Let's be real. You only dealing with a guy for certain things. Oh my gosh. Why does he walk like that? Why does he move? Why does he breathe? Can he find another way to get oxygen? Why does he breathe? Literally for 15 minutes, Daisy and Jimmy meet your needs. Outside of the 15 minutes, you could care less what happens to them. That is what we call, family, a snack. And you're going to keep eating snacks until you decide you're going to get a real meal. All right? And God is saying, listen, I'm tired. I didn't create you for snacks. I created you for meals. I created you for some steak. We could be out here and you could be taking these women out to eat every day. And maybe you can afford that. But I'm trying to get you a woman that can make you a steak. I'm trying to get you a woman that when she speaks, the sentences make sense. You like to sleep with her too. She's cuddly. She cooks, she cleans. She's great conversation. I'm trying to give you the protein and the size, and you out here just settling for a Snickers bar. I'm just saying, family. I'm just saying. And the reality is, God isn't going to send you, nor is he going to send me, the person. Somebody said, I can't stop laughing. I'm being real, family. I'm being completely real. Men be like, oh, well, you know, women just be passed around and everybody for every. Okay, let me ask you a question. How many, it bothers me when men say this. It just irks me like, when they say, oh, you know, everybody gets turned on women and, you know, everybody's about, you know, blah, blah. Okay, that's life, beloved. That is life. Unless you met this girl at 15 years old, there's going to be other people that date her unless you lock her down. That is just like this is her turn with you. This is your turn with her. Unless you decide to lock it down, that is the nature of the beast when you're dating and you're older than 15 years old. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. You don't make the rules. We don't make the rules. Oh, it's just my, you know, she's not my girl. It's just my turn. So is it her turn with you too? Because you moving faster than she is, if we being real. We can talk about what she's doing, but what are you doing? Because I guarantee you're probably not going to be here tomorrow. She probably can't call you tomorrow. She probably can't text you tomorrow. She can't ask you what you're doing next weekend. Her turn was for that 24-hour period, and you send her on her way. So just like it's her turn with you, it's vice versa. I don't like this whole, the mentality don't even make sense to me. It don't make sense to me. Unless that's your wife, it's everybody's turn. Unless you lock it down, there's always turns. Everybody's got a turn. I'm just saying. Everybody got a turn. So in my opinion, to stop all these turns from happening, let's start getting real. Let's stop eating snacks. If you know this is just a snack, tell yourself no. Start exercising discipline now. Start saying, you know what, God, I'm going to start doing it your way. Because I realize that the creator of a thing knows better than me and how to handle this and manage this well. If there's people that are not actively in the faith that are doing the same thing, making the same decisions, and they have options too, well, maybe there's something to it. Maybe there's something psychological to it. And I'm going to talk about this tomorrow because there is. There is psychological benefits from exercising sexual discipline. There is. There is. Stop, not watching the corn anymore, not sleeping around. There is corn, as some of you guys know, actually kills brain cells. It actually does do that. And unfortunately, y'all, it for men, that was created to mess up people and namely mess men. I'm sorry. It is an industry that was meant to destroy men. People, but we know majority men watch corn. That's usually who is watching this type of stuff. Now you've got men that are paying into fake girlfriends, AI girlfriends now. And it is absolutely, this online media has absolutely been created to destroy men. Destroy men's heads. And you want to know why? Because y'all are so powerful. They want to keep you single. They want you to just be sitting here, I'm sorry, masturbating at home, not with real women. And then if you are dealing with real women, you're not dealing with them in any substantial way. You're just dipping in and out. You're not fulfilled. You're not happy. If you're dealing with a bunch of women, you obviously desire connection. You obviously desire something deeper. So instead, they tell you, yes, keep eating snacks. Keep eating snacks, and maybe one day that will fulfill you. It won't, hasn't yet. I'm just being honest with y'all. The enemy wouldn't be working so hard. The world wouldn't be working so hard in distracting men if you were not powerful. You have dominion. You're created to have dominion. Exercise it. We're going to, like I said, tomorrow night as I go live, we're going to talk about the actual benefits of celibacy, because I do think it's very important. I know for myself, I've experienced a lot of benefits from it. But again, you look at different careers, different people. They have to exercise dominion. They have to exercise power. And guys, if you think I'm like just coming up with this, Google it. Google it. Try it. I bet you won't, because I'm telling the truth. The guys on here, I want to just look it up. Google it. You don't have to take my word for it. Look for it. Look it up. Look up statistics. Look up psychological research. Look it up for yourself. And if you don't want to go to the physical or the mental or the spiritual, you can decide to do whatever you want to do. I'm challenging you guys to exercise dominion and discipline and stop buying what they're trying to sell you. Because just because women are more accessible than they've been, just because corn is more accessible than it's been, just because everybody's telling you to stay single, just because everybody's telling you to do this, that, and the third, and that's what's normal today, doesn't mean it's right. It's not right. It's not right. It's not even what's good for you. If you look up the rates of depression for men that are hypersexual. Look it up for yourself. Look up the mental health toll that it takes for being hypersexual. You look it up yourself. Look it up. Look it up for yourself. What is being pushed towards men. More, and listen, women too. And I'm going to get to that tomorrow. We're going to talk about both tomorrow. But I meet so many, I'm not, I'm just going to be out here just, sleeping with like a couple women every week. And, that's not even good for you. That's actually not good for, it's actually not good for you. It's not going to sustain you. It was never meant to sustain you. If you're going to be single, be by yourself. If you're going to be in relationships, get you somebody you're going to be serious about. Stop wasting time. We don't know how much time we have. You talking about legacy on the line. You talking about what, God where, God why. It's like you're wasting time. God is like, I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you. When you ready, I'm ready. But unfortunately, family, like I said, I worry about, I talk, I think with women, there's a lot of energy from men to stay chaste and to stay abstinent and to monitor your body count. And I think that that's good. I've also been one of those people that have advocated for women to be chaste, to wait on God, to allow God to do this process. Because a lot of women desire marriage, but they're not willing to submit to process. And then you're a terrible wife and you wonder what happened. No, you have to submit to process. I have to submit to process. God is dealing with me. God has been dealing with me on my own. And he's had to. There's been areas of my life that I'm completely dysfunctional. Completely. Like, He needed to do this. I needed this. He needed to restore me. He needed to get me together. He really did. He really, really did. And he really, I mean, and probably still does. There's definitely areas I'm still struggling in. You know, I'm just being honest. Got to keep it real. I'm not saying this because I'm coming from a place of authority. I'm in it. I'm making those decisions myself. I'm making those decisions myself. And so I really want you guys in this time to really consider really consider exercising dominion over you. Get rid of those bad habits. Because we know deep down inside you want connection. I know deep down inside you do. I know deep down inside you want companionship. I know deep down inside it's empty. Continuing to move around the way you've been moving. I know it is. It's not fulfilling, wasn't never meant to fulfill you. It's a broken cistern that can't hold water. Can't. That's in Jeremiah. For my people have committed two evils. One, they've forsaken me, the fountain of living water, and created cisterns for themselves, broken cisterns that cannot hold water. Women, corn, they're broken cisterns. They can't hold water. They're a great accessory. They're not a good. They're sources, and then there's things that come from sources. They're not a source. They can't be a source. It's an unhealthy source. That's why we have the issues that we have. That's why when you listen to music today, even rap music, is depressing. They're talking about getting high, going numb, being with a bunch of women. All three different types of drug habits. That's why. It was never meant to fulfill you. Never. Over here, I listened there. I was in the gym and I was like, bro, somebody turn this off. This is depressing. This is actually sad. Because you've created yourself cisterns, broken cisterns that can't hold water. I think it's time, and you guys all may not be Christian, and that's fine. You don't have to be. But I would still say it's time to take dominion over you. Stop letting the world determine what decisions you make or don't make, because the world is not a good leader. What the world does, what music is telling you to do, those are not good leaders. They're not. They lead you to HE double hockey sticks in a handbasket. I mean, they lead you to hell, straight to it. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. That is where it's leading. And then the Bible says, choose you this day whom you will serve. I'm concerned about men. I know that that's been my platform. It's what I've done for a long time. I'm concerned about women. I'm concerned about men. Because men are just like super deceived. And that's on purpose, because you lead. You're the leader. They take it. You know, if you think about any war, in any world, they're trying to take out who? The leader. They're always trying to take out the leader. If they can get the head of the snake, they can kill the snake. That is what they're doing. They're taking men out by taking their head. They're taking their mind. If I can get the head of a snake, I can get the snake. You're created for dominion. You were created for power. You were created to conquer. That's what men were created to do. That's why it's going to be a hamster wheel, whether it becomes your attaining success, money, fame, accolades, success at, with your kids. Men crave achievement, conquering. That's why women, in trying to get new women, is like a dopamine and then, oh, I want her. I want her. I want her. I want her. It's never gonna. My pastor said this, and y'all, I'm gonna jump off. This was not even supposed to be this long. He said that there was something that they learned about, like, very ambitious people, is that when you're very, very ambitious, the overwhelming emotion once you achieve what you wanted to achieve, like once you get it, like whatever you've been like trying so hard to get, once you get it, the emotion, the overwhelming emotion is a little bit of depression, because getting it is never what you thought it would be. It's like really, really good for a moment, and then it's like, oh, what's next now? Like, I remember when I graduated with my degree, I tried so hard to get my master's, y'all. I was so excited to get my master's, And when I got my master's, it's like, what do we do now? Oh yeah, I gotta go get a job. I gotta work. So what's the next achievement? What's the next? Oh, now I gotta get my license. So I'm trying to get my license. Got my license. Okay. What's next? I gotta get this money. I gotta get this money. I gotta get this contract. I gotta get this. I gotta get this. You get it, and you're like, oh, okay. What's next? It was never meant to. It was never meant to. It's not meant to sustain you. It's not meant to sustain you. It's a hamster wheel. This woman, she looked really good. I want her. Oh, I got her. Okay. Yep. I don't even really like her that much. I mean, she was cool, but she kind of annoying. She be hitting me up on Wednesdays at 7 a.m. and I'm like, why are you hitting me up on Wednesday at 7 a.m.? I'm like, lady, get a break. It's like, again, it's never, oh, I'm about to go to club night and we gonna be out here and we gonna really turn it up. I mean, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be, it's gonna be bananas. It happens. So when we going out again? We going out tomorrow night? You've been looking forward for this night this whole week. It happened. And then we wake up and we're like, oh. So when we going on our next trip? When we going on our next vacation? When we go to the next mall? When we buy the next bag? When we get in the next car? When we go into the next house? It's always going to be something else. There's a reason for that. It's a broken cistern. Broken cisterns, meaning if I put water in this cistern and it's broken, all it's going to do is slowly leak, which is why, that's biblical. But in the world, that is why the overwhelming emotion after you have attained certain levels of success is depression. Because it is a broken cistern. It was never meant to hold water. And the world is trying to tell you that trying to get worldly accolades, get a whole bunch of women, get a whole bunch of money, do all these things, and that's going to fulfill you. And it doesn't. Look at people that you deem as being successful. Look at people that have taken themselves out of this world, unalived themselves, that we thought were successful. It's not fulfilling. It was never meant to fulfill you. We have to understand. You see people that are bona fide billionaires. When you see them walk in a room, some of the richest people in the world, they're not happy. Look at them. You could see them. They're now trying to figure out other things to achieve. It's empty, family. It's empty when you don't have, it's just empty when you don't have God. It's empty. It's empty. It's empty. You can be financially wealthy and spiritually broke. I was listening to, oh, y'all, this is longer than I wanted it to be. But I was listening to a little bit of the conversation with Terrence Howard. And he was talking about how people have sacrificed a certain level of integrity to attain levels of success. And so when they get the success, it's not fulfilling because they gave up a part of themselves they can't get back. A lot of us are thinking that what we're doing is freedom, and it's actually captivity. Making more money helps our economy. So it's a rat race. It's going to be a hamster wheel. Make more money, make more money, make more money, make more money. Yeah, make more money, make more money, make more money. It's always going to be more money. It's always going to be more women. It's always going to be more. More. Until we decide that we're going to go about it a different way. Because obviously the world's way is actually captivity. It's not real freedom. Because you stay on that hamster wheel. All right? All right, family. I love you guys. I will be going live tomorrow night I'll be going live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I actually might go a little bit earlier because I got things I got to do. So I might, because I have early morning on Thursday. So I'll probably go out live maybe 7 versus 8 tomorrow. And we are going to talk about some of the benefits, all right? Please don't miss this live now, y'all. I know it's not what you want to hear. But don't miss this live, okay? Do not miss this live. I love y'all. I will see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. and Eastern Standard Time. All right, family. Love you guys. Thank you for all who gave tonight as well. Thank you guys for those who support the channel. Thank you. It means so much to me that you guys support. So, love y'all. And I'll talk to you guys soon.